Welcome to another episode of Two River TV. We're in Keansburg, New Jersey, out in front of Greene Street Joinery, and we're going to go inside and see Jeff Krug and take a shop tour. Hey, what's up, Jeff?
Hey, John, how are you?
Shop's looking good.
Thanks.
So tell me a little bit about Greene Street Joinery.
So started Greene Street in 2019, September 2019, and I had worked in a cabinet shop prior to that. But we set up roots here in Keansburg after starting out in an 800 square foot shop in Port Monmouth. So this is 5,000 square feet. We've grown quite a bit, and we have a lot of cool machinery, as you can see. And I could take you around, show you some stuff, and show you what we do here. This is typically the heart of most shops. This is our saw stop cabinet saw. We do a lot of breaking down of hardwood material here. Almost exclusively, we're cutting on the big saw back there, the Striebig. And that's a panel saw, a Swiss panel saw, so we have very accurate cuts and a very ergonomic machine. So this gets used much more sparingly now.
Let's take a quick look at that. I just want to know how it changed your business and what your focus of your business is.
Yeah. Here's our Striebig Compact. So this is a 5x10 vertical panel saw. We were actually lucky enough to win this from a company, Colonial Saw.
Holy cow, you won this.
Yes.
You didn't even have to. This has got to be a pretty expensive piece of machinery.
This is about a $40,000 saw.
Wow, how'd you win this?
Colonial Saw had a giveaway. They wanted to put a Striebig in someone's shop who could show it off and highlight all the benefits of it. So we were lucky enough to win, and we've had it here for going on 2 years.
So typically, your plywood's coming in from the street out on that overhead door.
Yep.
Goes to the plywood bin, goes onto this rack here, and then you can simply load it. You can probably load this by yourself.
Yeah, so I can use a panel lifter to lift up a sheet, sit it here on the saw, and it's much easier than using a table saw, which you have to load flat. This is vertical, so it's saving space, and it's much easier to use. But the best thing about it is the accuracy. So we have digital stops here. We're accurate to within 5 thou, so we can cut really fast and repeatable. It's a nice machine.
So you typically, you'll typically break down your pieces. You're going to put your parts for your cabinet. I see that you have these racks over here.
Yep.
And then would that go to this machine, which I don't really know much about?
Yeah.
But it looks like a pretty serious machine.
Yeah, so this is an edge bander, an automatic edge bander. It's made by a company called Sahisa. It's a Spanish company, so this is actually made in Spain. And you could see it's about 14 feet long, and this applies the edge banding to the cabinets. So we build mostly European-style frameless cabinets.
Which is?
So a frameless cabinet is made just from typically 3/4 inch material with edge banding, whereas a framed cabinet would have a wooden frame applied to the face. There's several benefits to European frameless. A, you're saving some money with labor, and B, you're utilizing the entire inside of your cabinet. It's not being jammed up with a face frame.
So no face frames. Is that a trend? Is that something you've been seeing for just recently, or is that going back a couple of years now?
In Europe, it's been the standard for a long time, and it's been very popular in the United States for, say, the last 20 years. It's gaining popularity. We haven't built a face frame cabinet in a while. We have one over there, actually, that we can look at later, and you can sort of see the difference.
And so that is the majority of your business is kitchen cabinets and built-ins?
We do a lot of kitchens, built-ins, commercial millwork, and all kinds of woodwork. Really, anything you can imagine we can build. So it all depends on what the client brings through the door.
So we're here in Keansburg, which is only about 15 or 20 minutes from Rumson, which is very affluent. I'm sure you're probably doing some work there and down into Deal. Where else are you working in this area, or are you working out of this area too, like New York City?
We've done work all over, as far as the Hamptons, out into Easton, Pennsylvania, New York City. We do stay local, but we're working up north a lot, Hoboken, Jersey City, those kind of areas.
Now, I saw you had a big machine over here, it looked like a laser. You want to take a quick look at that, and you can tell me what you did with it?
Yeah. This is our CO2 laser. So this is a laser that's capable of cutting and engraving all types of materials. It actually uses a CO2 generated laser beam, and it bounces around and comes out of the nozzle here.
So you have a little MDF in here right now. I can see you're cutting, but you can cut solid wood, you could cut plastic.
Yep.
There's a lot of possibilities with that.
Yeah, so you can see here, I just use this to cut out a template. We're creating a pull-out with some hampers. So I'm creating a template so that we can route that into the wood. Also here I have, this is what we purchased the machine for. So we make these salt cellars. This is a little bit dusty right now, but it's a solid wood. This is cherry. Salt cellar, so you keep your salt in there. We make these for Kenji Lopez Alt and Brad Leone. We've been doing that for years, and we've donated, a little over $75,000 to No Kid Hungry doing this project.
So I follow both of these guys on Instagram. They're talented. So this is a job that you've been doing now for a few years. How long, is this what prompted you to buy the laser?
Yeah, so we started out with a smaller laser in the old shop. On that one, we could cut 4 of these boxes at a time. Now we've upgraded to this and could do quite a bit more, something like 16 or 20, depending on how I configure it. So it's definitely faster, more powerful.
I can think of a few projects I'd like to maybe get your help with using this machine.
Yeah.
So I saw you have something over here that you're building. This looks like it's getting close to go out the door. Can we take a close look at that?
Yeah, let's check it out. Here's a piece that's going out at the end of this week. So all that's left here is to put some finish on these doors. We can remount them. It's ready to go.
This looks a little different. What is it?
So this is an island for a mudroom.
Oh, wow.
Not something I've built before.
What's going on top?
So this will get stone here, and then this will get upholstery on the seat and the back. Here's the hamper pullout I was mentioning before.
That's nice.
Yeah, so we haven't cut the top piece yet with our template, but we'll have 2 of these hampers in there. So, kids come back from sports practice, they can throw the dirty clothes in there and sort of hide it away.
This is really, I can imagine the kids like putting their shoes on in the morning, putting their gloves and hats in here.
Yeah, organization is key when you have kids.
Yeah, for sure. So where this is going out at the end of the week, is this going out somewhere around here?
This is going to Rye, New York, so quite a bit north.
So how does a project like this get started? Does the client touch base with you through your website, or how does that all work?
Well, to begin a project, people start at my website, which is greenestreetjoinery.com, and we have a new client questionnaire. So there we gather some information about the potential project and contact info for the client. So we'll get this info and we'll start to make a design. So I do all my design in-house.
So that really has to make it much easier for the client, because I'm assuming then you drew this in a 3-dimensional way, so they can they actually see what it looks like in the room and how much space it takes up?
Yeah, if I have the dimensions of the room, I can draw the room, or in this case, I drew just the piece. But yeah, we do full 3D design, from windows, doors, everything in the space so you can see how it's going to function. So before we built this, we drew it in 3D and we went back and forth with the client and refined the design until they were happy with it.
Wow, that's quite a service. Now tell me a little bit about this finish, because you've got a natural finish on the drawers, and then this is a painted finish?
Yeah, so this is a frame inset. We were talking about frameless and frame inset. So this has a face frame, and the doors sit within the frame, so we refer to it as a frame inset. And then, we can provide finish samples. So these finishes were provided by the client. They had a paint in mind. We have a painted finish here. This is Amherst Gray, I believe it's called, and a satin finish. And these will be a clear finish on these white oak doors and panels. We've got solid wood drawers here with dovetail corners, some nice hardware. This is from Restoration Hardware, solid brass, so nice and heavy duty. So a nice complementary color palette. Then we fabricate, then it's ready to go into the client's home.
And you do the install?
We do.
Wow.
Yeah, so install is a big part of what we do. A lot of people don't do their own installations, so we make sure that we do everything from the start all the way to the finish. And
that probably will give you a lot of repeat customers.
Yeah, so we rely mostly on word of mouth. We're a small company, so a happy client tells another client, and that's how we stay busy.
So if somebody's watching this video and they want you to take a look at their home or come up with some ideas, what's the best way for them to get started?
They can go to greenestreetjoinery.com and go to the contact page and fill out that new client questionnaire.
Great. Well, I hope everybody checks that out. I've seen the work you do. It's beautiful. We're going to have some images up on the screen. And again, people can go to your Instagram and eventually your website and see how this piece turned out completely finished.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Jeff. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks, John.
If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss what's next. Got a story idea? Drop it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.